Hey everyone, it's Uncle Justin, and it's been a long time since I've made a vlog, and to be honest, there's been a lot of stuff going on around here. Most of it has been quite challenging, but we were making it through. I wanted to let you guys know about a major event that has happened. Unfortunately, Lanis' father, whom I also call Dad, passed away about a week ago. Dad had, what did he have? COPD with emphysema, and it was also learned that he had some heart damage. He had been having a hard time breathing, and so we took him to the hospital. He stayed at a hospital in San Pedro, which is just north of Biñan. They took very good care of him. When he left, he was breathing better. He got home, he seemed to be doing, okay. He had some difficulty breathing. He was using his at-home oxygen more than he normally did. One morning, he woke up. My understanding is he was talking to the family that lived with him and seemed to be, normal morning, and then he passed away. I am happy to say that his transition, from what I understand, was very quick. And I'm very thankful for that. And he was surrounded by his family. And I think that that is very, very good. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Dad. And I also wanted to talk about some of the traditions and some of the superstitions of funerals here in the Philippines. So Dad, Lonnie's mom worked overseas. And so Dad did a lot of the caregiving for Lani and for her sister and her two brothers, and he raised some great kids, and those kids in turn gave him a whole bunch of grandkids that are also being raised very well. Dad is super intelligent. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he took a IQ test and scored at the genius level. In fact, I would be surprised if he didn't. Very, very intelligent man, very knowledgeable about things that were going on, into history. He did some writing, which he would write some poetry and some thoughts with, multi-syllable words, and he was just really into that kind of stuff. I was told that he was working on writing a book about the history of Carmona, a little city here in the Philippines. When he passed, Karen, Lonnie's sister, looked at his laptop, and so far she hasn't found any book that he had been working on, but hopefully we'll find it. So it's been pretty tough, especially on Lonnie losing her father. I'm sure you guys all know it's hard to lose a loved one, but Dad was a great guy. I wish I had been able to talk to him more. Like I say, he was very intelligent, very interesting man. So on the morning that Dad passed away, we got the call that he had passed and went to Karen's house where Dad lived. Dad's body was still in the bed. It was sad to see. Later in the morning, the funeral service arrived, and they talked to the family. And then maybe several hours after that lady left, a group came to recover his body and take it to be prepared for the wake. So that evening, early evening, Dad's body was on view at a chapel here in Carmona, and that's when the wake officially starts. So, on the first day, it was mostly the very close family. Some of the friends came to see Dad and to start the mourning process and to, just be with other family members. And then as the days went on leading up to his burial, more and more people showed up. And the place was packed. The chapel was packed. People spilled onto the outside under the trees and tables. And it was just really heartwarming to see everybody come together to mourn Dad, to celebrate his life, and to be there with the family. It was pretty awesome. So in the Philippines, they have lots of different superstitions, and maybe you've heard of different things out there. And some superstitions vary from region to region, but this is what I was told at the wake. I was told, do not bring home any food or beverages from the wake. don't do it. Because if you bring them home, there will be a spirit attached to the food or to the beverage. So, I definitely left all the food, snacks, and beverages right there at the wake. The other thing that was interesting is that somebody needs to stay with the body 24/7. And so at night, often a lot of the older nieces and nephews would all hang out together, play cards there. Of course, they were accompanied by some adults who took turns staying the night. So one morning, when we went to the wake, and I was going to pick up Edessa, who had stayed there, I told her, I said, Edessa, last night your door kept opening and closing, opening and closing. I said I couldn't figure out what was going on until I remember I brought home some food, so it must be that spirit. I said, but no worries, it's in your room, so I'm not worried about it. So I was like, gee, thanks. The other thing that I was told is that when you leave the wake, you're supposed to go to 7-Eleven, and they did say 7-Eleven, and brush off spirits that are attached to you. I asked them, I was like, well, what did you do before there were 7-Elevens everywhere? And I was told, well, you just go to somebody's house and brush them off. And I'm like, what, somebody you don't like or what? But so don't take home any food, brush off the spirits when you leave. That's what I was told. I was also told that one of the manners that they have is that the immediate family is not supposed to give a ride to anybody wanting to attend the wake. And I guess that's to give them time to mourn without being interrupted. Of course, if somebody needs a ride, they got a ride. So I'm glad to say that, but that was one of the traditions. Then on the day of his burial, which was on a Sunday, they had the day before his burial, we had a mass at the chapel. And the day of his burial, there was a service, and then we went to the burial grounds, which was just a very short distance away. And when we got to the graveside service, what I'm used to is that there's like another service that's more for the immediate family or really close friends, but this was everybody going, and there wasn't really a service. But what they did do was lower his casket down into the vault, and then sealed the vault, and then put all the soil up on top. So everybody witnessed him actually being buried, and it was actually kind of nice, and for me anyway, it gave a little bit of closure. But that is one of the events that has happened over the last several months. Probably the biggest event. And I just hate to lose Dad. He was a good man, and I know that we all wish we had a little bit more time with him. So go home, hug your family, tell your friends how much you appreciate them, tell your wife, tell your kids that you love them, because life is fragile, and you never know.